In this video, I'm going to discuss the different things we did with dot plots. Okay, we kept it pretty simple. We discussed the mean, the median, and the mode. Okay, so we have a set of scores. This looks like maybe test scores. Students scored from 65 to 100. Okay, if you know how to read this, you see one student scored a 65. 4 students got a 70, right? Each dot represents a different student. 3 students got 80s. 1 student got an 85. 2 students got a 90. 3 students got 95s, and 1 student got 100. Okay, so we want to figure out a few different things that help us analyze this set of data. So the first thing is the mean. Another word for mean would be the average. What does that mean? Well, we take the average or the mean. If you don't know this, please take notes and make sure that you review these definitions. So when we do an average, we add up all the scores and then we divide them by the number of scores that there were. So what does that mean? I'm adding up the value of every single dot. Okay, so there's 65, but then there are 4 students who got 70. So that's 74 times, right? 70 times 4 is 280. So if you want to just add 280, that's fine. I'm just writing it out so that you're understanding how I'm interpreting each dot on that dot plot. There are 3 dots by 80, so that means I need to add 80 3 times. Okay, there's just 1 dot by 85, 2 by 90, that means 2 students scored a 90, so I need to add 90 twice. 3 got a 95, so I need to add 95 3 times. And 1 student got 100, okay? So go ahead and add these up, pause the video, and then come back when you have the number that we get when we add it all together. Okay, we get 1,235, okay? Then we have to count up the number of students, okay? Because we're going to want to divide this by the number of students that we have. So count up all the dots, and that's the number we're going to divide by. Okay, I believe it's 15 students. So that means that we need to divide by 15. So you're doing 1,235 divided by 15, and we get an average of 82.3. Okay, it repeats, but that's fine. 82.3 was the average score in this class. Okay, next thing we need is the median. What's the median? The median is the middle, okay? Is the middle number. So when we originally learned median, it was when we were doing box plots, and I showed it to you with like the row of numbers. So I showed you cross off the lowest, the highest, the lowest, the highest, so next lowest, next highest, next lowest, next highest, and so on until we find the middle, and that is 80. Then when I showed you how to do it on a dot plot, some of you got more confused. We're doing the same thing. We're crossing off lowest, highest, lowest, highest, lowest, highest, and so on until we find the middle dot. So it doesn't always look like the middle of the number line. It depends on how many dots are by each number, and then we find the middle value. If it helps you to write it out in a row and do it the way I did it on the bottom, feel free to do it that way. And we see the median score, the middle score is 80. Lastly, we have the mode. Okay, when I think of mode, I think of most. It's the most frequent. Okay, the mode is the most frequent. And if you notice, there were 4 students who got a 70. That is the most common score here. Even though it's not the average, it's not the median, it's still the one that had the most dots, the most people got that score. So that is called the mode. So the mode was 70. Okay, and that's all we did with dot plots. So that's what you need to know for your quiz.